Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to become very clear within ourselves regarding this practice. So you have to day by day bring more wisdom to your own practice and brush up yourself and clean yourself, purify your own thoughts. So remember, in the samsaric journey, one of the most difficult and dangerous and strongest hindrance that we have, our own mental view. So what we think ourselves regarding other people, regarding other things, sometimes we don't like to change because we believe that our viewpoint itself is our protection. And it is our immunity. It is our security. It is our wealth, our own point of view regarding the things. So because of that, sometimes we don't want to let it go. Because when we change our view, when we're ready to accept others, sometimes we believe we're going to lose everything. And mostly we're going to lose our position. And mostly we're going to lose our path. Mostly we're going to lose our future. So these are kind of like in the mind, it's coming to us. But always remember, it's nothing wrong that we have a view regarding others, but sometimes once you recognize it is so strong, and you have to see it is just thoughts. We can't change other people. It doesn't matter that what we think about them, everybody, and even the other people, what they think about us. Their point of view not going to change us, our point of not going to change other people. And at the same time, that the attachment that we have towards our own view, giving a hard time to us. So then always remember yourself. And when it comes to the path of wisdom, releasing this attachment, letting go it, rather than holding it, and maybe accepting, maybe we are wrong regarding other things, regarding other people, and regarding that what we experience. Of course, in the surface level, we see it is look like right. As example, even our own inhalation, exhalation. It's look like it is right, but when we bring the attention and when we become more focused, and when we see there is something beyond that. So same thing happened to our view also. Maybe we hold the view regarding things and regarding people, and we believe that is the right thing, that is right. And so whatever the other side, we don't want to accept it. But if you look a little bit deeper into our own view, we see behind it. And maybe it is not that what we think. There's something. So like that, always you have to see, if we keep maintaining, if you protecting that your own self-centered view, and sometimes it becomes hard for us. And that self-centered view start to give us a kind of like a direction to find the happiness and satisfaction towards ourselves. And once we base with our egocentric mind, and maybe we go behind others and we try to become right and making other people wrong. And even just imagine for the moment, it's okay that you become right. What's the point? It's not going to change anything. And it may be feed your ego. So then when there are strong mental view, it is difficult sometimes. It's a kind of like 100% we think, oh, this is right. This is exactly happens. So we hold it to that again and again and again. And sometimes it take us to our own suffering. The world going to be the same, but regarding that world, whatever the view that we have, bring us a hard time. So once you recognize that, let it be. Whatever right or wrong, that it's there. That is the very nature of the world, because the world itself, it's not going to be kind of like 100% clear, right, wholesome world we're going to experience. No, it is not like that. But we are capable to take a very conscious decision to challenge our own point of view and release it and become free from that, and become free from that attachment that we have regarding that what we believe. If you can change that, then you will see it's going to shift yourself to a different level. So when it comes to the wisdom, and people think how we can gain the wisdom. So in the conventional life, thinking about the wisdom, we go behind the knowledge. But in the spiritual path, the wisdom is something arise from you. It's not going to come because you think. It come out of clear attention. When your attention become clear, as a result of that, what happens? The wisdom arises. So then when we put the attention, we have to concentrate ourselves, and we have to be sharp and clear within our condition of the mind. Not to hold it to something and not to become biased to something, or not to have a kind of like a preconditioned mind. So when you concentrate towards something, give you 100%. So then in that very level, your mind going to depend on the quality in that very moment. So that quality means what? That quality means your character. Because if you have the guilty, unhappy, sad, worry, fear character, your concentration not going to become stronger. And when the concentration become not stronger, your attention become weaker. When the attention become weaker, there is no wisdom going to arise. So then, to get out of that, that's why in the Buddha's teaching, this the moral discipline is one of the fundamental quality when we look for the wisdom. And so when it comes to that, you have to remember that is the very link that take our practice to the world. So whatever you practice, how are the people going to get, and what is the outcome, and how are the people going to experience something from you? So that the link, the bridge happen out of the moral practice. So the moral practice based with the right intention, and right intention, right attention, and right action. So in that way, when you're going to do something, you can change. Rather than follow your heart, you can cultivate your heart. That is what the itself meditation means. So then you can change things. As example, look at that people capable to change even the environment. That's why people talk about the climate change, and they take many decisions. And as a result of that, there are certain good outcome we have. And when situations arise like disease, and people take actions, and out of that actions, and we are capable to change the outcome. See, when this coronavirus situation happens, people took actions. So out of that action, you are capable to manage it, change the result. So same thing in you also. You are capable to change your life. That is the very base or the foundation of the Buddha's teaching. So then you have to look into yourself and see what you experience. And out of your own actions, what you experience. Are you happy or are you suffering? It's wholesome or unwholesome. And it is skillful or it is unskillful. So you can see it's a very simple thing to understand. So once you see that, and other measurement is that you have to see that sometimes how it going to affect for you and how it going to affect for other people. And maybe your intention is good, but if you don't have the enough wisdom to perform it as an action, maybe outcome going to become worst, especially when it go into the outside other people. Maybe you have a very good intention, you have a good heart, you have a loving, kind heart, and with the compassion, with the generosity, you want to do something for others. But if you don't know how to do it, maybe out of your own action, other people get hurt. So then what will happen? Then out of your actions, it becomes kind of like a suffering. It brings the suffering to others. And it becomes unskillful action, an unwholesome action. So the wisdom means another way you are capable to understand that. So then sometimes your point of view, you change, you let go because thinking about other people. So that also kind of like a transformation. And that is one of the skill that you gain out of the wisdom. So as example, like a newly born child, just imagine sometimes this little baby, and maybe there is a child or brother or the sister, maybe these children want to hold this baby, and they do it with the love. But sometimes if this child doesn't know how to hold the baby, then what will happen? Then maybe that baby get hurt, and maybe it can become a damage to that baby. And so then, but still that child has the love. And as a brother or the sister, they want to hold, oh, this newly born baby. So if the child doesn't know how to do it, see that even the intention is good, but when it becomes action, you have to know how to do it. So like that, the moral practice give you kind of like a measurement to yourself and discipline to yourself, how to maintain your life with others. And other thing is, you have to look how it affects for you and how it affects for others. And other thing is, deeply, we have to know that in the kind of like the whole range of action, that by the time bounce back to us, which we call the karma or the result. So then we need to know in the moment that sometimes we do things. For the moment, your point of view going to kind of like a win. But what's the point? In the long run, it can become harm to you. So then you have to see, so whatever the actions we perform, in the moment, even though it's hard sometimes, difficult, thinking about others, and at the same time, when you think about the loving kindness, compassion, and if you are capable to withdraw from your point of view and let go it, and in a larger scale, so by the time you generate kind of like a good karma to you. So that's very important. That's the power of practice. And that itself is a part of the wisdom. So then always remember yourself. Sometimes in day-to-day life, and when we close our eyes and keep our hands together across our legs in our posture, and we all are okay. We have a very safe mood. But when we engage with the society, other people, other things, and if you don't have the awareness, and if you don't have the ability to be flexible with your own mental view, things can become very difficult. Because that world not going to be the way that you think. So that's why practicing meditation itself, and it helps for you to brush up, clean, sharp yourself, but at the same time you have to remember it creates a kind of like a strong bridge with the outside world. So that it happened in the basically with your moral practice. So the moral practice means your right actions. So the right actions means not that action you perform, your motivation, your intention. What is the motive behind your action? So when it comes to that, always your self-centered, egocentric mind keep you as the epicenter of the motivation. Your action, even though outside it's going to become so large, beautiful, your action not going to have much weight on it. It doesn't have much karma on it. It doesn't have much skillful result on it. It's not going to become a wholesome action. It doesn't have any happiness on it. But the thing is, when you try to perform any action, in that very level, if you see your motive based with the challenging and letting go your self-centered view, and you think about more others, and you think about more in a larger scale, that we all are connected and we all get affected out of our actions, and maybe because of that you change your point of view. So in that very level, your will is strong to go deeper and purify yourself, because purification means what? Purification means our own thought. So then when you change that will, and if you have the more strong conscious decision based, compassion based will, or the motivation to do something with the compassion, with the open heart, with the intention to purify yourself, even though your action may become very small action, but maybe no one going to even see it, but the result itself going to become wholesome, it's going to bring the happiness, and it's going to become a very skillful action to yourself. So then count on your own intention and look into that and see in day-to-day life how many skillful actions you perform. You can see it when you try to do something for you or maybe for others. And what is your motivation? What is your intention behind it? And then slowly, if it is just based with you, and slowly change your view. And sometimes you have to take hard decisions, thinking about others. It's okay, because it's just thoughts. And that is how you purify. That hardness means what? That hardness means what we build in our own life, thinking this is right, this should be like this, that should be like that. That's mean our own point of view. So it's okay to change that. So otherwise, you should not have, oh, it should be like this, world should be like this, tomorrow should be like this. Don't have that kind of things. And with that, how you can maintain, maneuver merge with your practice. So when you sit, because it becomes your attitude. So the way you practice then itself going to become your action to outside world. The way you practice with your mind become your character. So then with practice, how you can put this attitude? So one thing is, when you sit, and always remember, it's not a kind of like a, you have a very strong, tough, kind of like a very military level of attitude when you sit for meditation. And other thing is, you have to kind of like not to have any judgment regarding your sitting or regarding your condition of mind. And you are completely become free from conditions, and simply you observe with very clear mind. You don't bring any idea. That's mean what? You don't have any views regarding your own practice. And then, so we observe the natural inhalation, exhalation. And so that, and when it happens, don't interrupt to that, the natural process. Never interrupt that natural process. And sometimes the temptation arises regarding whatever you have done or regarding whatever you want to do. Now your attention towards this natural process. So when the temptation arises, what happened? That temptation start to disturb to your attention and disconnect it from this natural process. So once it happened, again and again, you have to come back to that point. Because that is the very nature of us. We all are capable to become successful, whatever the field that you want to be. But what happened to you? Why you had some kind of goals, and in a very conventional life, even if I give an example, even in a very conventional life, you had the kind of like a view or the vision, goal, will, or I want to become like this, or I want to do these things and like that. Of course, you have done for a certain level. In the very beginning, you were so successful with that. But what happens? What happened to that, the process that you develop? That because your emotions or that kind of like your temptation regarding something disturbed to your that quality of spirit that connected to that will. And for a moment, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you disconnect from that, and then your mind somewhere else. And then what happens? You forget to reconnect to that. When it happened, this interruption happened again and again and again and again. What happens? Our deeper temptation disturbs our focus, and we lose our very fundamental level of abilities to do something. So then remember always, when you focus to something, don't allow your temptation to disturb it. That's a kind of like a, the energy that you develop in you. So if you can do that, and you are capable to, in a very conventional life, you are very easy to get these material things. But our purpose is not to encourage you go towards that. Why? Because the thing is, it's a kind of like a mess. If you don't have very clear spiritual foundation, you have to be very careful dealing with the material world. It really take you to make you lost in that field. And it can make you tired. It can make you disturbed. It can make you kind of like go crazy. And it can make you kind of like kill yourself. Look how many successful people kill themselves. They had everything. Like Elvis Presley. He had everything. He was a kind of legend, you know. Still no one, you know, came like that. But he was so tired inside. Marilyn Monroe. And she was, you know, icon. But she was so tired about herself. So like that, you know, Anthony Bourdain, you know, so he was a kind of like a legend during our time. You know, he used to travel everywhere. I had the best food. Look how many people, you know, work whole year just to travel to one place. But Anthony Bourdain, as you know, he used to travel everywhere around the world. And sometimes people work so hard to get into a good hotel and eat one, you know, brunch or one meal. Maybe they keep saving for months. But look that Anthony Bourdain used to travel and eat the best food wherever you go. He meet, you know, best people. But finally, what happens? So then like that, you have to remember that, because when you don't have a strong spiritual foundation, if you are not anchoring to that spiritual ground, what will happen? Sometimes this conventional life can disturb you. It can make you nuts, make you crazy. So that's why it's important for yourself to. That's why you can apply this all spiritual techniques to your conventional life, but you have to remember, you have to apply it with the spiritual foundation. And nowadays we see, you know, the success and the motivation, self-help, you know, these kind of things everywhere. But at the same time, we see, you know, there are many speakers talk about leadership and the motivation. So look, more than any other time, you know, 100,000 people attend to that seminars and sometimes spend so much money. And by the time after the seminar, after 1 week, they get depressed. They get disappointed, worried, and they keep going again and again. And there is a one person teach how to become a millionaire, and 100 people keep going, following him, paying to him again and again. Within 5 years, that person become a millionaire out of his own followers. The follower never going to become a millionaire. So like that, you have to remember, if you become very clear with your own point of view and let it go, make it very clear and not hold it to it, and with the very moral discipline regarding yourself to be more better and deeper, you are go into the intention yourself and look into you, and you change your will not to base with the self-centered mind, but regarding compassion and loving kindness and empathy. You start to perform your even maybe little action, and this bring a huge impact to others And at the same time, by the time, and you develop a very good spiritual currency. So this is the thing, that we, for the moment, our self-centered, egocentric point of view can become the protection. You can be protected because of your ego. And it can become a very good immunity for yourself. And it become a very good security for you. And it can become a very good, strong wealth for you to maintain your life, of course. But it has very limited power. And so by the time it's going to bring bounce back unsatisfaction, unhappiness, insecurity, fear, that kind of things. Then by the time you become a debtor to your own view, then you have to keep maintaining it, maintaining it, maintaining it. That itself creates the suffering. But now you go into deeper to your mind and you shift your point of view rather than based with the self-centered mind, you start to change it. For that very moment, it feels kind of like little bit shaky, uncomfortable. Because how am I going to survive? How if I accept I am wrong? Or maybe there's something else I don't know. Or maybe other person is right. If you're ready to accept it, sometimes for the moment, it can be a little bit shaky. But the thing is, when you take that very conscious decision based with the compassion, loving kindness, empathy. So by the time you develop a very strong, good, clear spiritual currency, that means wholesome action, and it's become a skillful action to yourself rather than kind of like insecurity, you build up the security. So that is spiritual currency by the time giving you a larger protection. And it's going to bring kind of like a very strong immunity related to the deeper DNA, not just on the surface level of skin. So, and it's going to become a strong wealth for you to travel not only in this very life, even wherever in the samsaric journey. So that is how you transform that. And then always remember that in day-to-day life, don't base with this conventional level. Don't become very limited to that. Hold it to the very good, clear spiritual ground. So when it comes to practice, then remember always, go with your mind and don't allow your temptation to interrupt to your attention or the focus related to this natural process. That observing itself, clear your attention and bring the comfort to yourself. And then by the time that attention allow you to have the wisdom. So once you have it, so now you tune to different level. Now you see that natural process within yourself, even any sensation, even the breathing, even the thoughts come. So whatever arises in you, within yourself, you are capable to recognize the natural process of it. So then you don't need to do anything. You just observe and see it. And the seeing itself, because the attention, so attention itself bring the wisdom to tell what to do. Not by thinking and analyzing and understanding and arguing yourself and you perform action. No, that wisdom come within yourself And that is where you know, oh, I have to do this, or I don't need to do this. Like that way, still you have that wisdom. So gain that wisdom, try to access to that wisdom. It is inside you. And once you have it, the very next level. So first you have to have it within yourself. Once you have, now you are capable to tune to this natural process within yourself. So then what happens? Then what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you feel, with this outside world, the objects, you are capable to access to it natural process, not the coloring or the covering that we carry within us. No. Naturally, when you see, when you hear, when you smell, taste, feel, you are capable to see its natural process. Once you have that, that is what we call see things as it is. Once you are capable to see things as it is, sometimes you don't take any action, you don't allow, you don't disturb to that. Because why? Because now you learn your temptations not going to lose your focus. Your temptation not going to disturb your focus or the natural process. So then you apply it to this outside world. So whatever the temptation arises from you, you are not going to disturb the outside world. So then just imagine there is a beautiful flower. Oh, you see it. Oh, it's so beautiful. So you are not going to disturb to it. Otherwise, what will happen? Your temptation, go and grab it, take it. So whatever you hear, smell, taste, feel, anything, you start to grab towards you. That's the power of temptation. Because the self-centered mind, that is where it comes. It always try to grab it towards it, whatever, feel good. But now, you don't disturb, your temptation don't disturb to that natural process. Let it be there. Let it be. When the day comes for you to, let it be with your eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, and the mind object. Your liberation itself in front of you. That is what you experience as your Nibbana. So then it's a process that you have to practice little by little within inside, and then by the time let it come through and go towards outside. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So remember, don't allow your temptation to disturb to your natural process of inhalation, exhalation. So with that, scan head to toes yourself and say, Sopatveva O, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. So when it happens, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Anudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribundisami Idammi Punya Kammang Asavattaya Vahangotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.